What do you call a can opener that doesn't work? A can't opener. Hey there, kids, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'd like to sit back in my very squeaky chair, relax, and have a little conversation with all of you guys about greed, FOMO, hype, and the difference between investing and impulse buying. You see, let's run you guys through a purely hypothetical scenario, okay? Let's say that you are a fan of a particular card game, and you hear about a special limited promo that, it's in some other country, let's say, and you're not entirely aware of all the details behind it, but you heard, okay? You heard this from a lot of people, that it was only available for one day before the promotion got pulled completely. And it's a very popular card. Loads of people are buying it. And you're one of those people, popularity means valuable. And you can see that this card is not too expensive right now, right? But you hold off, you wait a bit, and you see that it's rising in price. It's really going up. Starts fairly low, under $10, shoots up over the course of just a few weeks to $30, and you decide to pull the plug, and you decide to make that purchase, right? Pull the cord? What's the terminology? Pull the trigger. There we go. That was the item I was thinking of. You decide to make the purchase after just a bit of thinking, and by the time you've made the purchase on the item, so much hype is set in for it. It's now a $60 card. It's tripled and then doubled again in such a short amount of time. And you've bought it at $60 and you're feeling great because you have this highly sought after card. And, you think about getting it graded. Awesome stuff, right? And you send it off for grading. And then you start seeing the grading numbers come in. And there's a lot of people who really like this card. They're all getting it graded. Because there's a lot of people just like you who have the same mindset of it's popular, it's going to be worth something someday, so you might as well get it now, get it while it's cheap, get it graded, and hold on to that bad puppy for the future, right? But it's not just a lot of people getting this card and getting it graded. It's a lot of people, and a lot of graded copies of this card are coming back and entering the market. Thousands upon thousands of copies of this card are coming back and hitting the market. And all of a sudden, while there was a lot of hype and excitement over this card just a few weeks ago, suddenly raw copies aren't $60 anymore. And suddenly the excitement over getting this card graded is starting to fade, as over 100,000 copies of it have been graded in PSA 10 alone. I'm, of course, referring to the current situation going on with Burger Chew, the McDonald's Japanese exclusive Pikachu promo that you got in every pack of the McDonald's Happy Meal promotion they had. And it's true. There are a lot of true statements here, a lot of good things, a lot of good notes that would make someone who is interested in buying and holding Pokemon cards for a long time. There's a lot of appealing things to this card. Yes, it is a popular card. Yes, it is a unique promo. And yes, it was on sale for only one day because of how many people bought it. But even though this was a limited time promo, people just now, months later, are starting to realize that, yeah, it was limited, it was rare, but it's one of the most graded cards of any property in existence, to the point where there's a positive deluge of PSA 10s for this Burger Pikachu out on the market. And I'm going to say it honestly, over the short term, if you bought this Pikachu either at the tip of its raw price or as the very first of the PSA 10s were hitting the market, when we weren't really aware of how many were out there yet. Because remember, population reports do not update per card. They update all in one go. At least I'm pretty sure that's how PSA does it. They just do a giant batch of updates all at once, so they don't do it card per card basis. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But what I'm trying to say is, if you were someone who bought the $60 Burger Chew, or I don't know if people were asking for the PSA 10s when they were just hitting the market, but I bet it was a lot. You're probably going to feel like an idiot or like you lost money in the short term. And, the short term is what we want to talk about here, just because volatility like this, especially when someone is so sure of this being a great investment, when they've just impulse bought it without really thinking too hard about it, that's the kind of thing that can cause someone to, I hate to say it, give up on the idea of investing in anything long term, because they get burned once and that's it, And yeah, obviously I understand anybody who has a long-term mindset, right? Anybody who is thinking over 5 years instead of 6 months, anybody who's thinking about forgetting about sealed product and just grabbing it later down the road instead of trying to flip now for a 2x premium, they're not going to care that their Pikachu Burger Chew halved in price over just a few weeks. They're not going to care, right? Because if they have confidence in the card, and I dare to say that there's still a lot of people out there who like this card, just like there was a bunch of people who like the Van Gogh Pikachu, or I really don't want to compare it to like the Moonbryon, right? But there are still a lot of people who like the card for what it is. It's got a Pikachu eating a cheeseburger. That's pretty great, right? The people who were always going to be in this for the long term, they're not going to care. But the people who were in it for the short term, or were maybe considering long-term investments with one card, which is kind of silly, I know, but still, bear with me. They're going to feel really burned, and this is going to be one of those things that drives people out of Pokemon. Could you imagine being someone who bought a few dozen copies of this at the peak? You would not be happy right now. You would not be happy one bit. And this is just a lesson I want to iterate, where, especially when it comes to people who are trying to just get quick and easy cash by flipping the hot stuff, you can't always buy into the hype. In fact, traditionally, you want to avoid hype, just because as it's going up, as it's being inflated by FOMO and freakouts and all that jazz, there are other opportunities, better opportunities, potentially, for long-term, true wealth accumulation. And this channel is not anything like financial advice, investment advice, or anything like that, but I will say that, if I had $100 and I could park it in the super most hyped Pokemon card of all time that thousands upon thousands of people are buying right now because they just all can't get enough of it, or just something safe like, I don't know, how much is a dual land? How much is a revised dual land? Probably more than $100, if I'm being honest. I don't know, pick a nice reserve list card. I'd rather have the thing that I know is tried and true, probably going to retain its value for a long time, because in the short term, things are going to be volatile. I have plenty of confidence in if I spend, bear with me, I know that there's no $100 dual land cards, right? I'm willing to bet there's no $100 dual lands. There might be one. Scrubland, maybe? I feel like I've had this video before. I might have actually made this video already. If I have, feel free to point out the fact that your uncle is losing his marbles. But, if I have an item that I can see has gone 30 years steady in maintaining its value and being a cool collector's item, I'd rather have that than the short-term super hyped item, just because short-term volatility can really destroy something, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just look at the crypto situation, where crypto is hyper volatile all the time, and I just can't trust that stuff. The same is true for super FOMO cards of any card game. This is not just about Pokemon. This is about any hyper FOMO card for any card game, or collectible in general. If it's extremely short term, a lot of people are freaking out about it. It's best to just ignore the FOMO, right? That's That's my opinion, at the very least. My opinion, because it's not advice. It's my opinion. Because apparently people get, like, rounded up by the government for giving advice or something. I know the reason, I know. But still, you know, I just want to reiterate that I find the entire Burger Chew situation, maybe not silly, just a bit unfortunate, because there are going to be people who, it's a fact of life, got burned by it, and that is unfortunate. And I don't know, rather than having the newest hotness Pokemon card, I would rather have a Scrubland, wouldn't I? Do I own a Scrubland? I don't think I do. I'm gonna have to check after this video is over, which, by the way, it's over because I know I'm just gonna go in circles from now on. So I'm in the ramble part of the video. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you guys agree with me, disagree with me. Have I done this video already? I feel like I've already made this video and I'm just forgetting that I did. Ah, crap. I'm gonna feel really stupid. It is what it is. Join the Discord server to talk with your Alzheimer's uncle, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.